Pterodactyl here, and today we're going to talk about Honda. Not this Honda, even though this is a sweet old girl, this old Trail 70. We're going to talk about Honda lawnmowers. And guess what? Honda is going to start making lawnmowers again. Yeah, remember? About a year ago, they said they were going to stop making lawnmowers. Well, that's true to a point. They're going to stop making gas-powered lawnmowers. Now they're going to make battery-powered lawnmowers. Oh! I just saw a bunch of grass rats' heads explode. They're all exploded. Clean that mess up. Yeah. They're going to make an autonomous zero-turn, and they're going to make a battery-powered walk-behind mower. And they're going to be unveiling it at the expo down there in Louisville. They call it something else now. I don't know. But they used to be called GIE. I don't know what they call it now because I don't go to it anymore. So, yeah, they're going to start making mowers again. An autonomous lawnmower. Do you know what that means? That means there's a guy named Autonomous that's going to be riding the lawnmower. No, that means it rides by itself. It's going to go by itself. But you could still sit on it and kind of guide it. Remember, I tested one back at the GIE show. Scrub Cadet had one that they let me test, an autonomous mower. You know what? Stop it. You lawnmower manufacturing companies, stop it. Stop it all right now. Stop with all the technology. All we need is a simple lawnmower to cut grass. We don't need all this over-technified crap. We're cutting grass. We're just cutting grass. Just grass. Just make a simple lawnmower that's decent, that will cut grass and not break down. That's not a cheap piece of crap. Now you want to make all these over-technified pieces of junk, in my opinion? What do we need all this for? Why do we need all this push-button start? And they're not cars. It's a lawnmower. It's not the space shuttle. It's a lawnmower. It just cuts grass. What are you going to make next? Autonomous weed eaters? Autonomous leaf blowers? Autonomous chainsaws? You're out of your mind. Stop it with the over-technifying. Just make something simple and easy to use. That's decently priced. That's not a piece of crap to just cut grass. That's all we need. So this battery stuff, I noticed, is not going away. Now, I just went on vacation for a week where I drove. I took a trip. And I left Podunk, and I drove up to Detroit and crossed over into Windsor, Canada, and went over to Niagara Falls. Then I spent a day in Toronto. Then I went down through Buffalo and went to Putin Bay, Ohio. And then from there, I came back to Podunk. So I made a big sweep around Lake Erie. And we drove. We drove the whole way there. We didn't swim, and we didn't run. We drove. And I noticed, as I was driving, all the electric vehicles I seen. Teslas and Chevy Volts and Ford Mach-E's. I was astounded at how many vehicles I seen. Now, a lot of you grass rats can relate to this. When we were kids, I know a lot of grass rats out there around my age or a little older. When you'd go on a trip, what would we do when we were on a road trip with our parents, little kids, sitting in the back of the car? Or sometimes we would lay, remember on the back of the old cars, there was such a big space by the back window, you could lay back there. And nobody wore seat belts. They just had lap belts. And nobody wore them. And we're just riding in these big giant metal cars, which were made out of pretty heavy steel. And they had all kinds of steel knobs and things that when you did get in an accident, you were going to get stabbed. But anyway, when you'd be on a road trip with your parents, what would you do when you were riding to pass the time? Do you know? You would look out the window, and when you would see a Volkswagen Beetle, you'd say, Spud, 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 you and your brothers and sisters. Spud, there's a Spud, there's a Spud. Remember that? Remember saying Spud? So now tell your grandkids and your kids when you take a road trip, when you see a Tesla, go, dud, there's a dud, there's another dud, there's a dud. Start pointing out them duds. And I'll tell you another thing. Every one of them ones that I passed on the highway, them Teslas, every one I seen, the guy's sitting in the driver's seat like this. He's letting the car drive. Autonomous. He's letting autonomous drive. He's driving the car. I don't like that guy autonomous. He's driving the car, and that guy's just sitting there, playing on his phone, not paying attention, letting the car drive. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? But that's how it is nowadays. And I don't see this battery stuff going away. I see it all the time. When I drive around in town, everybody's using a battery lawnmower, and they're using a battery weed eater and a battery leaf blower. I just see it everywhere, more and more. It's not going away, grass rats. And I told you this a couple years ago. It's not going away. It's getting bigger and bigger. It's taking hold. It's taking grasp. And what can you do? There ain't nothing you can do about it. Now Honda jumping back in the mower game, making 2 mowers to start off with to see how they go. I'm sure that's what it is. Let's make a zero turn and a push mower and see what happens. And then they start selling, they'll start making more models and more models. So stay tuned, grass rats. Let's see where this battery stuff's going. But I see it taking hold. I don't like it. I know you don't like it. But somebody's buying this stuff. Somebody's buying it. I don't know who, but somebody's buying it. So, we got some new stuff in our merchandise. And the one thing we got is the best lawn equipment you can buy. Easy Works. This is a brand you can trust. Because if it doesn't suck, it'll definitely blow. So we got these new stickers, and we've got t-shirts. And if you haven't got one already, we got calendars 2025. You better hurry up and get one, because there's a limited quantity, and they are going fast. You need to get yourself a Grass Rats calendar. There you go. Oh, and there's no battery-powered stuff in the photos there, just so you know. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you know, Honda's jumping back in the game, and there's your dinner. Now, I'm not going to do a woo, because that would be like, woo, Honda's getting back in it. It'd be more like, woo, woo, Honda's getting back in the game, woo. Don't get me wrong. I like Hondas. I like my old Honda motorcycles. I like my wife likes her Honda car. Seems like a very good car. But some of this Honda stuff, I don't know. I'm on the fence. Whoa, I'm on the fence, and it's not a very thick fence. And I'm kind of balancing on there. Which way am I going to go? Which way is Taryl going to fall on the fence? And there's your dinner.